this is General Spear here, and welcome to a new video series on basically drawing with General Spear. Today we're going to draw an orca, and these are the supplies that you're going to need if you're going to follow along. First, you'll need paper. I in particular am using Bristol Paper. It is very nice material for using markers as the medium. It's very smooth and does really nice stuff. It's almost like a mixed media paper in a way, but less thick. So this is a 9x12 sheet that we got here. You can go bigger, you can go smaller. Doesn't matter, your personal preference. Pencil. Any pencil you want. I use a mechanical pencil. This is 0.05 lead, or graphite. Should be the term, not lead, because we don't use lead pencils anymore. We need an eraser, like so. And this is a stick eraser I use. These are very, very useful. You can use, the regular erasers, but you can just go like that, and you have a little bit more control with these over where you're erasing. That's important. And then you're going to need a pen. I use a .005 pen. I don't know if you could see that. Probably not. This is from Prismacolor. These are very good. You can get any micro pens. That's generally what they're called, micro pens, at most art stores. Even some bookstores will have them sometimes. I don't know, but yeah, you can get these pretty cheap. Also, you can find them at Amazon as well. And then lastly, and if you're on a budget, I completely understand, but Copic markers are what I use. The first three you're going to need is the neutral gray. You probably aren't going to be able to see that, but I'll have a list in the description. Neutral gray N6, or number 6 basically. You're going to need neutral gray number 8, black, and then you're going to need skin white, which is E00 for the number there. And then you're also going to need neutral gray 0, neutral gray number 4, right here, and neutral gray number 2. Now, like I said, all of those colors will be in the description. So we're going to get started here. Take our mechanical pencil and very, very lightly draw an oval roughly in the center of the page. If we were divided the page into thirds, the oval would be the middle third here. I'm just going very, very light around, like so. And orcas are fascinating creatures. A lot of people don't like them because of how vicious they can be. I mean, yes, they're very efficient at killing, but it's taken them thousands of years of evolution to get that to that point, to be that good. Okay? So now that we've got our oval drawn, sorry if you can't see it very well, my camera quality isn't quite as good as I would like it to be. We're going to take and draw a line about an inch or so away from the front of the oval here. Curve up a little bit here, and then curve down slightly, like so. Okay? This is kind of our guide middle line, so to speak. Okay? And then now we're going to draw the rest of the shapes. We're going to take and do kind of almost a cone figure with a bubble on top here. So there's a curve here, and then another curve outward here, and that kind of goes into the body there. And then we do another curve here, and then another curve. So there's two curves on each half, one curve being a little bit shorter than the bottom, and like so. Now we're going to do the tail end. So we're going to kind of begin off of the curve of the body here and go down like so. We're going to point right into the guideline here. Go point there. And then on the bottom curve here, we're going to follow the same curve of the body here, but we're going to go up a little bit and kind of curve back. So it almost looks like a little tadpole tail, almost. And then we're going to take we're going to do our dorsal fin, which is about halfway in between the body. Draw a dividing line here. It's just beyond the halfway point for the oval here. So we're going to take and curve at an angle like this. It's almost like a shark's fin in a way, except much larger. Some dorsal fins and some of the orcas that have been spotted can be 1.5 meters to 2 meters high, which is incredibly... That's as big as a human, folks. To give you perspective. That's as tall as a human, basically. Or most humans. Somewhere in that range. So we got that. And then now we're going to do our eye patch, which beginning roughly around the line that separates the cone and the body. We're going to begin. You have that dividing line there. We're going to begin our eye patch. And you can draw this however you want. I'm just going to do a simple, kind of almost a C curve with the top of the C being longer and the bottom of the C being like half the length. Like so. And then we take a curve and go kind of inward there. And then loop around like so. Just like that. And I'm sorry if you guys can't see that number again. Maybe at some point I'll redo this with hopefully a better camera, but we'll see. Then just beyond the eye patch here, we're going to put a circle for the eye. Okay? And leave yourself just a little bit of room in between the eye and the eye patch. Now what we're going to do is the fin, which actually the fins on orcas, most of them look like a big D. That's what that shape is. So we're going to start roughly about halfway where, or 3/4 of the way where the eye patch is. Go down, draw a line, and this will be our beginning of our D here, and I'll curve out this way. Again, folks, I'm sorry for the camera quality. Kind of like so. And then swoop like that, curve down, like so. Just like that. And then for the tail, start back here, probably about 1/4 of the way up the tail. Kind of curve like so, and back towards the tail here. And then just like so, kind of like a reversal of that. There's the tail. And then for the white markings that are on the belly of the beast, so to speak. So we're going to take, and just beyond our halfway line, we're going to extend the top curve a little bit. And just below it, we're going to draw a simple curve to about about a quarter underneath the tail here. And then we're going to curve down and curve back again. It'll be more obvious when I put in the color. I'm also just going to round this part out a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay. And now we're going to take and continue kind of that line through the fin almost. Nice curve following the line out on the belly. And then we're going to curve up right till we get to the point where we have the line between the oval, back of the oval and the tail. Do kind of a wave drawing almost. And then about halfway down the tail, we end the line. Okay? Then the last thing we need is the swoosh. Now, and when I refer to the swoosh, it's the gray or white patch that's on the back of the dorsal fin of the creature. And these can really be customized anyway, because apparently, according to science, these are like the patches in which identify the whales the most, for orcas specifically. They're almost like their fingerprints in a way. So, and we're just going to have fun with this. I'm going to do kind of like just a simple swoosh. So backwards S almost. And then down like so. And we're going to follow kind of that same pattern on the other side. Okay, now that we got all our shapes in place, now it's time to erase lines we don't need. Kind of clean it up a little bit. That's predominantly most of the lines on the inside. Ones that would get in the way. I mean, they're light enough where we're going to cover them up anyways, but I just like to be thorough. So that way we're not like overlapping colors at all. Okay, now we're ready for color. First thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and do the eye patch and the belly, because it's the lightest color, and I like to work from light to dark most of the time. So we're going to take our skin white and just all of it underneath here, like so. Now it is an off-white, but this is also almost like a cream, but this is also the underneath side of the belly, keep in mind. Very, very lightly with the tip of the marker, do a few little streaks there. Okay, now we're going to take our no, not that one, our neutral gray 0, kind of blend that in like so. Okay? Don't worry about it making it look perfect. You need to erase a little bit more up here. Also with our neutral gray 0, fill in the swoosh. Okay? Taking our neutral gray 2, Okay, and kind of just dotting there. Now, unfortunately, this blend, because we are blending in the two colors there with the neutral gray 2 and the neutral gray 0, unfortunately, some of my markers are running out of ink, so this blend is not going to be as efficient. So what we're going to go ahead and do and compensate for that is this. Whoops. As we let the marker fall out of our hand. We're just going to go ahead and do this. We're going to cover this up like so. And to give us our shadow effect, we're going to go ahead and do neutral gray 4 on this bad boy. Just like so. Such that we still have a shadow effect. And that looks good. Okay? Now, for the fun part. Well, it's all fun. Take our neutral gray 6 and begin the process of coloring in the skin. Take the tip of the marker and go right up to where you have your line drawn. Okay. Kind of color it in a little bit. Like so. Angle your arm if need be. There we go. And the same for back here. Like so. Same for the tail. And then go ahead and actually just fill in this area of the swoosh here. Just like so. Okay. Then also to just like that. Okay. And then I'll also probably just go ahead and fill in that area all up against the eye and the eye patch. And if you get a little streaky, you just take the marker and blend out those streaks with the second layer of ink. Okay? But we are going to use more color, so part of the streakiness will be okay. Okay? Just like so. Okay. So now what we're going to do is take our neutral gray number 8 and do the same thing for the next part. Kind of filling in the lines here. Following all the way up to the top of the dorsal fin. If you need to, angle your arm such that you have a good, solid vantage point. Let's see here. There we go. Leave the eye there. There we go. Perfect. Just fill all this in. Even down to the line here. So I'm just going to get the line like so. And notice how I messed up just a little bit on that. That's the beauty about art. If you make mistakes, you can make them work for you. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Do the fin now. Follow that line. Just like so. Don't worry about it being too streaky, because we do have one more layer of color that we have to add on top of this. Okay. Fill all this in. Just like so. Very, very nice. Okay? So we have that, and now lastly we're going to take our black and do the same thing, except kind of just have a gradual layer. Okay? Right up against the swoosh here. Right down to your lines here. Even give that a little bit more shape and definition there. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Just like so. Here we go. Then the fin here. Yeah, notice how it looks less streaky. That's because we got a lot of color happening there. Okay, and the same for the tail here.
Excuse me, there is a message.
Oop, phone going off. Oopsie daisies. Okay. Now, lastly, what's needed is we're going to take our 06 neutral gray and kind of just blend all of this in. Just like so. Yeah, look at how nice that is. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Erase the lines that are down here. As well as around it. Very good. Very, very good. Excellent. Now all that is left is to take the .005 micro pen and just do the eye right there. Leave a little bit of white for the shine. And then you're good. All that's left to do now is just sign and date it. And yeah, sounds good. And if you want to check out any of my other pieces, guys, that I have up for sale, my website is also in the description below, as well as my Facebook fan page. Go check it out. Thank you all very, very much for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all next time. May the Force be ever in your favor. See you guys.